What is going on to you crabs out there? So you have the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and you crabs have the Fool card. So these three cards right here for you crabs is ultimately about how you're not going to allow someone to frustrate you. You're trying to get to know somebody and they're just coming off very frustrating. Nothing works. You're trying to be patient with them, but it seems like everything that you do, it's a problem. You crabs are not going for that. If they come off like if they're too difficult to deal with, you got to stay away from them, and rightfully so. Because I've talked about this many times myself too, about how moving. You have to move forward. Moving forward is a very big key. A lot of times people don't really know how to be in relationships. They end up being in a relationship very much so incorrect based upon, how much time they spend wasting, Judge Greg Mathis done went ahead and got divorced. 40 years down the drain. You know what I mean? So, like it is, I said before, when it comes to people trying to waste your time, you crabs really want to eliminate a person wasting your time as much as possible. The Queen of Wands and the Nine of Wands is about how you have to remember to be yourselves at all times. And just be honest, be truthful with yourself. A lot of times people think that you have to be disingenuous or dishonest in order to succeed, and that's not the truth at all. You just have to you have to be honest with yourself in a way where you don't allow people to take you down with the ship. The Nine of Wands speaks to how a lot of you really do feel like you kind of reflecting on how much time you wasted. And to be honest with you crabs, you shouldn't really feel down about yourself or bad about this, because at the end of the day, you're not wasting your time. It's not like you're getting into a relationship with someone that is telling you to your face directly, straight up, that they're not going to marry you and that they're going to be a problem for you, right? And giving you an issue. You crabs are just getting to know people, and if they end up being a good match for you, great. If they don't, then it is what it is, right? The important thing for you crabs to remember here is you have to learn to be patient. Not just with other people, but you have to learn to be patient with yourself. Because the objective is not for you to get with somebody that turns out to be a hyena. A person that ends up being a total waste of time because they're shiftless, they're disrespectful, they are worried about what you got going on, a form of jealousy, a sense of competition, and overall regret. They sitting up there thinking about all the things that they could have accomplished without you. You crabs don't want someone to think like that. So you have to learn to be very patient when it comes to getting to know people in that sense, right? You want to make sure that this person that you're in a relationship with legitimately wants to be in a relationship with you right back. It's not just about you wanting to only be in a relationship and they don't want to be in one. You want to make sure that you want to be able to make sure that you are in a reciprocal relationship. The life that the two of you are building together, as opposed to this person thinking that they have to do all of this setbacks for you. You want to make sure that the person that you're with understands, just like as well as you understand, that the two of you are building life together as one. You're building life together as one. So you want to make sure of that. And you have to learn to be patient. Granted, you are patient, but what I'm trying to say is you have to learn to be patient with yourself. A lot of times people end up cracking up underneath the pressure with thinking that if they just pick somebody, then that would essentially be the best decision, right? They have to just pick somebody. Maybe, they get into that level of self-doubt where it's maybe I'm too picky, and they don't really seem to understand that it's, again, when it comes to dating, date on a level where it's character, finances, social class. Character first. It's always character first, because the character is what's going to create the longevity. It's what's going to make the relationship last 20, 30, 40, how many umpteenth years. And then you have the social, excuse me, then you have the finances. The two of you are able to actually function in a relationship without having to worry about money and things that you may need to sustain yourself with it, and a social standing. You want to make sure that things are good between yourself and the other person, as well as you want to make sure that things are good in your neighborhood or the people that you hang out with, so that if there's ever a time people know you, people rock with you the long way, they'll be willing to stick their neck out for you. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times in relationships, people don't seem to understand. They completely skip the character part, and then they run to the internet and social media to complain about how things are wild because there's no one that they can trust, because they didn't pick anybody for the character. If they would have picked someone that they actually have a kinship with, a person that it's like two peas in a pod, there's affinity there, then the two of you would have been, again, two peas in a pod, but the correct way. So the Four of Wands and the Six of Pentacles represents you crabs are just marriage minded. A lot of you want to be in a real relationship. The two of you are building a house together. But just as it is, that I said before, it has to be a reciprocal one. It has to be a reciprocal relationship. It just can't be you're the only one contributing, right? And then the person factually is wasting your time and factually is wasting their own time, because at the end of the day, all they're doing is literally playing house with you, but they're not actually committed to anything. That's what they're doing. They're playing house. That's what they're doing. They're just playing house. They're putting on a role. They're playing games. They're factually wasting time forever and a day. And this is what it is I'll be talking about with the whole Greg Mathis situation, right? I just found out about it. Because like I said before, I don't really get on the internet as much as I used to. I ain't really know what exactly is going on. That's not really something that I pay too much close attention to. But, Greg Mathis, or whatever the case may be, he getting divorced after 40 years of marriage. And this is what I mean when I say that people in relationships be wasting time, because what exactly was going on where it warranted 40 years time wasted. You did all this, now y'all are in y'all 60s, late 60s, early 70s, probably early to mid 70s, and then the next thing you know, whatever the case may be, now all of a sudden y'all don't want each other. So the Seven of Swords now and the Ten of Wands represents, this is where a lot of you crabs are probably getting caught up with, because you want to make sure that you and somebody really end up actually liking each other. And I'm going to be real with you, right? Like, everybody is super scared about what if the person does this, what if the person does that. To be real with you, in relationships, you're going to have to take that chance, because everybody wants to be able to understand. I could say everybody, but a lot of people want to be able to understand what's 100% foolproof way to make sure that the person doesn't leave you. And the answer is there is none. Anybody tell you that they guarantee this is lying to you. They're lying to you. Let me show you my face. I'm not covering up my mouth. They are lying to you. They are trying to sell you a course. They're not honest. They're bold-faced lying to you, because there is no way. Because why do you think all the dating coaches are single? You know what I'm saying? Why do you think a lot of the dating coaches are single? It's like, with all of these dating coaches, and they talking about how many relationships they could get. How come they don't ever talk to you about keeping a relationship? Still being in a relationship that's on its way to a spiritual union between the two people that are calling themselves a married couple. And I'm not even necessarily talking about running down to the courthouse and signing on a contract, right? Or a piece of paper. I'm talking about being with one another and referring to one another as said spouse. Because there is no guarantees. And this is the thing that some of you crabs are gonna have to learn and get over too. Y'all know y'all know that I don't pull my punches. You know, some people will come on here and talk about how I'm bitter. Listen, knock it off with that. Come over here with that, I'm just automatically gonna block you. Because first and foremost, nobody is bitter. Okay? Period. So that come over here and talk about how I'm bitter. You're lying at this point, because I just said I wasn't bitter. Number two, you gotta, again, anybody coming over here thinking that I need to just go ahead and give y'all wonderful delusional readings and stuff like this, you got the wrong channel. Look, you can take, because at the end of the day, crabs, right? And this goes for any of the zodiac signs, but you can take this for what it is, right? Because I always like making this a point, right? To kind of drive this point home. Look, you can take what it is that I say. You could be upset about it. Or you can give it a chance and see where it goes. Because at the end of it's up to you. Because at the end of the day, all I'm doing is I'm showing you we all have to work on our weaknesses. We just can't sit on our thumbs accepting our weaknesses, but then we want results. If we really want results, we're going to have to work on our weaknesses and make them strengths. So there's things about myself that I have had to clear up and turn from a weakness to a strength. So I'm holding myself accountable on camera as well as off camera. So I'm going to hold everybody accountable. I'm not out here trying to do what Derek Jackson does. I'm not on here trying to do what yada, 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 that fake spiritualist, because he is. Because first of all, yada, yada, yada done been to jail. I recognize yada, yada blowing up on his TikToks and social media pages or whatnot, pandering, telling people straight up and down lies because he was one of these fake guru spiritualists from because I live in Manhattan, from 125th Street, which is Upper East Side Manhattan. That's Harlem, 125th Street, talking squat and trying to use people and fleece people out of some money, along with Son Netter and Brother Polite and all these big goofies. Okay, I know these people very well because I don't know them as far as knowing them specifically, have met them, but I've been around that conscious group. These people are a bunch of goofies. Okay, yada 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 is one of them individuals. Yada Awakening or whatever goofball he calls himself. The dude's a goofy. I remember he went to the supermarket and was looking at fruits and vegetables and talking about these fruits and vegetables. This is not what it is that the ancient ancestors, the ancient Egyptians was eating. These are infected these are infected. You shouldn't be eating fruits and vegetables. So what should we eating? What should we be eating? Goofball. Still to this day, he can't explain what is the food plan. Still to this day, this man done been, the first thing this dude did was soon as he got let out of prison, not jail, but prison on top of that. I remember Yada Awakening or yada yada, whatever goofball name that goofy individual calling himself. He said, soon as he got out of prison, dude was on the Son Netter show. How you a conscious individual as soon as you get out of prison on some Malcolm X type stuff? Malcolm X went from being a convict, having a criminal mind. I hope you two don't hit me for this, but having a criminal mind to now being in a position where he learned, he changed his perspective. The difference with him is is that Malcolm X really did change over a new leaf, and he denounced his criminalities. These goofballs get out of prison and then they get on to a whole new lick of how to get over on people. What type of stuff is that? So this is what I be trying to talk about with these fake gurus who jump online and tell you crap some nonsense. Y'all could sit up here and look, I'll tell you stuff, hey, challenge you. You don't want to take it? Cool. Or you can go over there and listen to what these goofy individuals got going on. The decision is yours at the end of the day. But one thing that I don't like about my channel and the subscribers is how some supposed subscribers or whatever don't like the fact that I'm challenging them. So what you expect me to do? You expect me, and I would like an answer to that. What would you expect me to do? That's what this channel is for. It's to help you get to a higher level from challenging you. New levels, new devils. What are we talking about? So what, you don't want to be challenged? What are we talking about? That's how you get to a higher spiritual level. What are we talking about? So anyway, let's clarify the Ten of Wands. You have the Judgment, the Eight of Wands, the Star card, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. And no, I did not forget. The Ten of Wands represents somebody needs to be reciprocal to you. You, crabs, need to draw the line when somebody is telling you some stuff where their words and their actions don't match up. I know what I'm doing. I remember what I'm doing. So to clarify the Ten of Wands, the Judgment, the Eight of Wands, and the Star card represents, again, you have to be mindful about the quality of the people that are coming to you, not the quantity. It's not about having a lot of dates and having a lot of people wanting to talk to you. It's about the value of the people who wants to talk to you. Okay? So you have to learn, you crabs have to learn that even though you out here talking to some people, you might be talking to somebody right now. You probably are. This whole reading was about how you've been talking to a couple of people. You're dating, looking for that light. You're looking for potential. You're looking to see if a person is about doing something and if they're actually being serious. But you're just talking to multiple people without having to get into that type of, intertwinement, if you know what I mean. The Nine of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, however, represents you crabs still need to look over your options, like I said before. I'm not going to fold on this. I don't care. I'm not going to fold on this. You still need to look through your options. Because when you out here and you getting to know some people, you can't just be looking to get with anybody. You can't. Whenever it is that I have options, I'm paying attention to see who is the best well-suited for me as I go through my process of excommunication and elimination. I stop talking to them because I realize they're not really best suited for me. And I'm paying attention to see who's the most well-rounded and who has character. Ignoring me, it ain't gonna do the job. Having a problem with my restriction, it ain't gonna do the job. Trying to control me and who I am and my freedom and how I conduct business, it's not gonna do the job. It's a dub for me. You gotta be able to allow me to do my thing. And what I mean when I say allow me to do my thing, I'm not necessarily talking about going out and cheating. I'm not talking about cheating at all. What I'm talking about is respecting me as a man. I need to be me. Stop trying to rip and run around and tell me what I can and can't say and all this other type of stuff and all this. As long as I'm treating you with respect, stop trying to douse my fire. Stop trying to throw sand on my fire. Sand on fire puts the fire out, by the way. It's glass. Sand is glass and electricity. You see what I'm saying? But the point that I'm trying to make here with that is, so you The next thing that you crabs have to do is you have to comb through, like I said, your options. What is best suited for you right now? That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 20,000 plus subscribers. I have 13,668 subs. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.